What's going on, guys? Sasuke the Savage here, and today we're going to be talking about Leorio, a Hunter x Hunter discussion. I know I haven't done these in a while, but before I get into anything in the video, I want to give a special shout out to two people in particular. The very first person is Epicness Beyond. He rekindled my inspiration for making another one of these discussion videos. Ever since the hiatus of Hunter x Hunter, I just really hit the wall and ran out of material to talk about. So I guess you could say that he put this into motion, because when I read this comment, I really wanted to make one of these videos again. The second person is Reddit user Arcus_M. This is his original idea. I remember reading this discussion on Reddit probably like, I want to say 4 or 3 days prior into actually making this video. So shout out to him, because again, this was his original idea. Now, going back to the main topic at hand, we're talking Leorio, and a lot of Leorio fans are in an uproar because their boy really hasn't had his moment to shine. And when I say moment, I mean something as long as the length of an entire arc, because Leorio hasn't had that luxury of having an arc dedicated to him. This is probably Leorio's rare few moments where he actually got to shine. Now, before I talk about how underutilized Leorio is, I want to talk about why people even like him in the first place. Now, I'm not the biggest Leorio fan, but I can kind of gauge why people like him, why people revere him, why people want him to have an entire arc dedicated to him. I think it really boils down to the fact that Leorio is just a normal dude. In the world of Hunter x Hunter, he's probably like one of the most normal guys around, at least of the main characters that we actually see in Hunter x Hunter. We have Gon, whose goal was to hunt his dad, which his dad is one of the most famous hunters in the Hunter x Hunter universe. We have Killua, who basically goes on his life journey after trying to escape being the head of the Zoldyck. Oh, and by the way, the Zoldyck are a famous family of assassins. Then we have Kurapika, whose whole clan was wiped out by the Phantom Troop, supposedly, and now he's on the hunt for them. And by the way, the Phantom Troop are a group of famous thieves. Then you have Leorio, who's looking around like, I just want to be a doctor so I can help poor people. Even in his character design, you can see how simple Leorio is. He really doesn't have anything extravagant about him. He just feels like you're a down-to-earth type of dude. I think the best telling moment of Leorio's character is when you have Kurapika versus Majitani in the Trick Tower, and Kurapika beats the hell out of Majitani very quickly, very easily, but since it was a death match and Kurapika didn't kill Majitani, they had to make a choice of whether to just wait till Majitani woke up or kill him so they can advance. And Leorio, he was on the side of killing this guy, alright? And that shows you his personality and how he's basically a regular dude, because if most people were in that situation, most regular citizens, they would probably go with the option of killing this guy as well, because these guys in the Trick Tower were prisoners who were locked up for a long time. And plus, look at this guy. I mean, most regular citizens would not care what happened to this dude whatsoever, especially when their livelihood is put at stake. So in the world of Hunter x Hunter, Leorio isn't a saint by any means, but he is a good dude who really cares about his friends. So I think the portrayal of him is done nicely. Now let's compare our main characters from Hunter x Hunter from another Togashi work. You may know it, Yu Yu Hakusho. Now Gon and Yusuke's personalities don't really mesh, but they are both the main characters and they have that whole green and black color thing going on, so you have that. Then you have Killua and Hiei, and they're both good guys that have this evil aura around them, and they have this like murderous intent sometimes, but if you get on their good side, then they're alright. Then you have Kurapika and Kurama, and they're both these pretty boys that if you get on their bad side, then you're pretty much fucked. And lastly, you have Leorio and Kuwabara. Now, I think it's safe to say that Leorio is the weakest out of the 4 main characters in the Hunter x Hunter world, and Kuwabara is the weakest of the 4 characters in the Yu Yu Hakusho world. However, even though Leorio and Kuwabara are comparable in that aspect, Kuwabara a lot of times in Yu Yu Hakusho had his moments to shine, and he was kind of integral in the plot of Yu Yu Hakusho. Leorio, I can't really say the same. Although this is completely subjective, I made this chart and I call it the chart of relevance. As you can see, I have our 4 main characters here and all the Hunter x Hunter arcs on the left side. And you can see the check marks and the X's, and obviously the check marks mean that these characters were relevant in this arc, and the X's mean that they kind of weren't relevant in this arc. Hunter exams, pretty much everybody was relevant. That's when everybody was introduced. Then you have the Zoldyck family arc. Again, everybody was relevant. Then you have the Heaven's Arena arc, and that's when it was just Gon and Killua. Kurapika and Leorio had nothing to do with that arc. Then you have the York New City arc, and this is where it gets subjective because although Leorio was in this arc, he was actually in this arc a lot. He really didn't do much except like give Gon a cell phone, and he kind of aided in capturing Chrollo. And yes, that's significant, but he didn't do anything really except talk loud on a phone. So to me, he didn't really do much in the York New City arc. Then you have the Greek Island arc, and Kurapika and Leorio weren't in that arc whatsoever. The same for the Chimera Ant arc. Then you have the 13th Hunter chairman election, and that's when Leorio came back into relevance, and he had that moment with Gin when he was actually trying to become the chairman so he could help Gon. Now, I was hesitant about putting the check mark next to the Dark Continent expedition with Leorio, simply because he did have relevance in there because he was the one who recruited Kurapika into the Zodiacs. But after he did that, he pretty much just fell off again. Then you have the Secession Contest, which is everything that's happening on the boat right now in Hunter x Hunter. And Leorio, I don't even think he's shown up. Now, I put a question mark next to this because he could do something potentially, but so far we have seen jack shit. Now, in addition to the chart of relevance, I also drew some stats of manga appearances. Now, these stats aren't deadly accurate, alright, but I think they are accurate enough. As you can see, Gon has had 244 appearances. Killua very close, which surprised me, with 242 appearances. Kurapika, 112 appearances. Leorio, a measly 78 appearances. Hisoka has more appearances than Leorio with 81 appearances. And if you want to do it by percentage in the manga, so far there are 380 chapters, so 244 out of 380, 64% for Gon, 64% for Killua, 29% for Kurapika, 21% for Leorio, and roughly 21% for Hisoka as well. Now, all of those stats and charts are just to show you that Leorio is really underutilized in the world of Hunter x Hunter, at least in comparison to his fellow main characters, Kurapika, Gon, and Killua. Gon is like the main character of Hunter x Hunter, so he's had his arcs to shine. Same with Killua, and with Kurapika Contest arc. Leorio, what arc can you really say definitely that he has shined in? Even in the 13th Hunter chairman election, he was kind of overshadowed by Killua, Pariston, and Gin. The last comparison I want to draw to Leorio is a character from One Piece, and that is Usopp. Now, in the world of One Piece, Oda has to juggle around 9 moments a lot in One Piece. You can say his introduction arc he shined. You can say in the Water 7 / in his lobby arc he shined. In Dressrosa he shined. And yes, One Piece has a lot more chapters than Hunter x Hunter, so you can use that argument. But still, Usopp has had his time to shine, even though he's one of the weakest in the Straw Hats. He's one of the most normal in the Straw Hats, just like Leorio. But Oda has given him proper arcs, proper manga panels, so Usopp can have his time to shine. Leorio, on the other hand, so back to the main question. Does Leorio need an arc? I would say that yes, he does need an arc, but the only problem with this happening is that Leorio is such a normal guy that he doesn't have any crazy ambitions like the other main characters. So following his story into making it a whole arc, it may not be that interesting, but we could see some stuff like exactly how he got his nin, who taught him nin, because we don't even know. We know Kurapika's teacher, we know Killua and Gon's teacher, Leorio. But guys, let me know if you believe Leorio needs an arc. Do you want a Leorio arc? Comment your thoughts below. Sasuke the Savage, like, subscribe. I'm out.